Welcome. Hola from Costa Rica. I want to talk today about how no matter where you came from, what you've done, where you've been, you can accomplish your dreams. No matter what they are, with hard work and dedication, you can accomplish your dreams, just like I have done. I accomplished my dreams this year of traveling the world for a year because I put in the hard work and did the personal work that I had to do to get my mindset right. I had every card stacked against me. I have a list of 10 today that I want to share with you. So to maybe have you be able to relate a little bit, and so that you know that no matter what, like I said, no matter where you've been, what you've done, or any of that, with hard work and dedication, inner work, mindset shifts, you can accomplish even your wildest dreams. But I want to start off by saying hello, and for those of you who don't know me, my name is Andrea. I'm a transformational life coach and reinvention mentor for women who have gone through trauma or who are in recovery. I am sober. I consider myself a sober warrior queen, and I believe any woman who is sober is a queen and a warrior, because God knows that it's really hard to remain sober when you have an addiction or when you've had substance abuse issues in the past. So if you are in recovery, I want to say you are amazing and I love you, and you are capable of so much more than you realize, and just being sober alone is like huge, and that should be proof enough that you are capable of so much. So I just want to go through some of the cards that were stacked against me personally in my life and my upbringing. Some of the cards that were stacked against me throughout my life, and despite all of those challenges and the way I was brought up, I have been able to successfully start a business, online business, as well as a very fulfilling business. It brings me a lot of fulfillment to help women who are similar to me, who have struggled just like me. Not only do I have a job now that's very fulfilling and I'm able to help others, but I'm also able to work remotely, and I'm able to do what my heart's truest desires are, which is travel. And so this year is all about travel. I'm so excited. Been on this adventure now for a few weeks, and I can't wait to share more about that with you guys in the future. But today we're going to talk about some of the challenges I obviously had to face and the cards that were stacked against me. Number one, I would say, just to start off from childhood, is I grew up poor. Okay, so right off the bat, I grew up with a single mom, single child with a single mom, and of course, although she worked a lot and she worked really hard to provide for us, we didn't always have, I had the basic necessities, of course, but I didn't have, anything extravagant and anything extra. I did have an awesome childhood. I got to go to Disneyland. So I did some fun things growing up, but my mom couldn't afford to put me through college or put me in a bunch of extracurricular activities, which, oftentimes that can really help children because it helps you with being a good team sport, and shows you that hard work and dedication and putting effort into something. So sports are really important, but I never really had that. So I didn't come from money. I don't have I didn't have no one paid for this travel, no one paid for this adventure. I didn't really have that head start. I had to work for where I'm at right now, and I had to work really hard to start this online business. Actually, for the last year and a half, I had been working full-time at my office job, while every evening and every weekend working tirelessly towards my online business. So this wasn't handed to me. My dream wasn't handed to me, and most likely your dream isn't going to be handed to you either. So if you do have a dream and you are passionate about it, and if you can get your mindset right and you can really start to believe in yourself, you can make it happen despite not having free handouts. And it actually feels much better when you work really hard towards something and then it comes to fruition, because it's like you worked for that, you know what I mean? So don't be afraid of hard work and dedication, and whatever it is that you're passionate about and whatever your dream is, just keep your eye on the prize and stay focused, and it can happen even if you grew up poor, even if you don't have the funds. So that's number one. Number two is I grew up with alcoholic parents. So I grew up in a household with a lot of chaos, right? And there was obviously some trauma that came along with that, and some not so great experiences, a lot of chaos, a lot of anxiety came from that. I did develop social anxiety from childhood, and so I didn't have the perfect home and the perfect household either. And despite that, I grew up to be an okay adult, I think. And the other thing is I didn't have much structure. My mom worked a lot, so she didn't really put in place structure and boundaries for me. She didn't say, hey, when you get home from school, you have to do your homework, and until you do your homework, you aren't allowed to go and hang out with your friends or whatever. I wasn't really given that structure, and actually I just, in my early 30s, had to teach myself structure, like daily routines, and just structure, and give myself the ability to come home from work and work. You know what I mean? To have that structure in my life where I was always a hard worker. My mom did give me that. She gave me a good work ethic. But the thing is, I didn't know how to structure my life and prioritize things that were important in my life. And really, every time I started something in the past, I never finished it. Because I was always kind of just doing my own thing growing up. My mom wasn't around much, and I was really free to do whatever I want and whatever I please. So I lacked that structure. So if you can relate to that, I want you to know that no matter what age you are, you can build structure, you can build routines, and you can change your mindset, and you can change your habits. It's never too late. Like, I am proof of that. All right. The third one was structure. The fourth one is I couldn't focus in school, and I haven't been officially diagnosed, but I think that I have like ADHD or ADD or something like that. I got in trouble a lot as a kid. Like in elementary school, I'd get kicked out of class all the time for disrupting the class. And I wasn't an A student. I wasn't the best student. My mind was all over the place, and I had anxiety. I had social anxiety, and I had ADHD. And it was really, really hard for me to absorb information because my mind was like mumble jumbled, right? So despite that, I have been able to teach myself so much. I've been able to do online schooling. I've been able to, learn a lot. And the more I learn about the mind, and meditation is a big one, the more I am able to retain the information that I'm learning. So if you can relate to that, if you were in childhood, you maybe had a learning disability, or you had ADHD, or you had ADD, or anxiety, and you just weren't able to retain information, I want you to know that you can train your brain to learn. Everyone has a different way of learning, and you just have to find what is right for you. Unfortunately, in school, they do not specialize in teaching each individual student in the best way that they're able to learn. So it's just generalized, and oftentimes children like myself, or children maybe like you, get left out, and we don't get the proper teachings that we need in order to learn and grow. But as adults, guess what? The power is now in our hands, and it's our responsibility, and we can now take back control of our learning and find ways and learn how we learn best, right? And find ways to learn that really suits us, where we can absorb. The other good thing is, when you're an adult, you get to choose what you learn. If I want to research something and I get really passionate about something, I can delve like really deep into it, and I can learn as much as I want. I can go to the library and get books, or I can Google it, I can take classes online. It's up to you. It's up to me now as an adult. And I find that when I'm passionate about learning something and I'm really interested in a topic, that's when I'm really able to grasp it and really hang on to that information. Knowledge is power. But for me in particular, when I'm really into something, that's when I really, stay focused, and my ADHD can kind of hone in on one topic. So again, It's never too late to learn things, to learn new skills. If you have a dream career that you want to get into, don't feel like just because you weren't the greatest in elementary school or even college or high school, just because you had struggled in those areas, doesn't mean that you can't learn whatever it is that you want to learn and start a new career. You can. I promise you can. There's ways. Okay. The fifth one is I did not graduate high school, guys. I did not graduate high school. I got my GED. I was already in active addiction at like 17 years old. So, and before that, even before my addictions really, got hold of me, I was already skipping school and being a little bad kid and not really listening. I had already gone through quite a bit of trauma, so I was a little bit messed up as a teenager, and yeah, I dropped out of school several times, and eventually I just said, you know what, F it, I'm going to get my GED, and I studied for that, and I was able to get that, and that was enough to get me into natural nutrition school. So I went to school for holistic nutrition. I really believe in food as medicine and preventative medicine as well. So I was really passionate about that, and I found a way, because where there's a will, there is a way, right? So I registered to college as a mature student. And actually, I didn't even need my GED for that. I don't think I needed that. I think I was able to just do a skills test. So again, where there's a will, there's a way. You can either go back to school and upgrade, right? If you were a high school dropout, or maybe you didn't get your grades good enough. If you have a dream that you really, really are passionate about, anything is possible. You can make that happen. You just have to cut out the excuses, right? Like, if it's something you want bad enough, you will make it happen. If you have to go back to school and upgrade, if you have to go get your GED, if you have to, find a school, research all the schools and find out which one has the easiest entry requirements. There you go. You can make it happen, I promise you. Don't feel like if you don't have a formal education that you can't make good money, or that you can't start a business, or you can't change careers, no matter how old you are. Don't feel like you are stuck where you're at. I don't care if you've been at a job and you're comfortable and you've been there for 10 plus years. That's not a good enough reason to stay. If you have a passion that lies elsewhere, and you have something else that is, calling you, follow the calling, follow your heart's desires, because that is where true alignment lies. And when you are in alignment with your calling, or in alignment with your heart's truest desires, things will come much easier, I promise you. Things will align, and things will become much easier. For over 10 years, for like a decade, guys, I was fighting my calling. I was fighting my heart's truest desires. I was going against all of my values. And you know where that got me? Nowhere fast. That got me in a lot of trouble. That got me into depression, even more anxiety. That got me stuck in careers and jobs that were not fulfilling, that were making me miserable, because I was always ignoring what my mind and what my heart was really trying to, fight for. So just listen to your heart. If you need to do some meditation and you really ground yourself and connect to your true authentic self to get there, because you don't know what the hell you want out of life, that's okay. You don't need to know. But watch like the signs. There's always signs. I know for me, even in active addiction for those 10 years, there were so many signs. I just wasn't ready to hear them or listen to them. But I'm telling you, meditation will really help with that. If you can quiet your mind for even 10 minutes a day and really hone in on what the universe is trying to tell you, what your heart is trying to tell you, the answers will come. Okay? But most of us do know, one way or another, we know what we really want out of life. But sometimes we kind of block it out, or we push it aside because we don't think we can achieve them. We don't have the confidence, and then we'd rather just block it out and ignore it, because we feel like, yeah, if it's not achievable, why even bother, entertaining the idea? But that's the problem. The thing is, I'm pretty sure whatever it is, you can accomplish it. If you have a dream or a goal that you've always had and it's always been lingering in the back of your mind, but you've never attempted to achieve it, please comment it below if you're willing to share it. I'd love to hear, and I'd love to even help you to achieve that. Okay. Again, I'm a reinvention mentor. I help women reinvent themselves to become the woman that actually would accomplish their specific goal and dream in life, so that you can find happiness, health, and fulfillment. That is what I help women do, because that is what I found. And I want to help other women do the same, because I know how great it can feel to finally be in alignment with your heart's truest desires. All right, so number 6 is I still suffer with anxiety, social anxiety. Social anxiety is when you have anxiety in social situations, or it's a fear of being judged by others. And growing up, it was really, really bad. Like, I could never do presentations at school. Group sports was really not my thing. And it went as far as, like, I couldn't play pool at a pool, like play pool with my friends or bowling. I hated eating in public. I always thought people were watching me, like strangers, and not in like a paranoia way. Well, it kind of is, but in a way where, like, I just thought people were judging me. I hated going to parties because I thought I didn't want to, like, interact with new people, because I thought I was comfortable with the people that I was friends with and that I knew, but I was very anxious around new people or like strangers. I thought people were always judging me, and I was never comfortable in my body or in my mind even. Like, I would overthink everything, like even my hand movements and my gestures. I was so in my head that it was very, very hard for me to communicate. And it was very hard for me to communicate with new people especially. But my biggest fear was the fear of, it was performance anxiety. So it was getting up on like a stage or getting in front of a class and talking to several people. So if you can relate to that, I want you to know that oftentimes that's a trauma response. It's almost like your nervous system is in fight or flight constantly. You're constantly feeling like you need to protect yourself, like you're in imminent danger when you're really not. And oftentimes that can be caused by, childhood trauma, or several traumas. If you've gone through several different traumas throughout your life, your mind and your nervous system can really be in that like fight or flight mode constantly. And again, I am proof that that can be worked on and that can be improved. And I don't know if there's a full-on cure for social anxiety, natural cure for social anxiety, but I'm on a mission to continue to heal myself from it. And it's a journey. It's a continuous journey. And I've done a complete 180. I'm so much better with social situations than I was. And I no longer need drugs and alcohol. And that's the biggest miracle. And that's the greatest thing that's come from my healing and my personal development work. But I no longer need drugs and alcohol, but I still get anxiety. I still have that fight or flight that is constantly there. I know how to tame it, and I know now I'm more aware of my thoughts, and I'm able to calm myself down, and I'm able to rationalize with my mind, okay? It takes work and dedication, but I'm telling you, if you suffer with any kind of anxiety, you can heal naturally. I promise you that. So that's the other thing that's another card that I had stacked against me was, I freaking suffer with social anxiety, and look at me, I'm on here live on camera talking to you. So if I can do it, so can you. It takes dedication, it takes work and inner work, and yeah, it's challenging, and it can get tough, and it is tough, but I promise you that it's worth every freaking second of discomfort. It is worth it, because look at me now. I'm here in Costa Rica living my dreams, and I'm able to now help women just like you all over the world do the same thing. Whatever your dream is, it doesn't have to be travel. I want you to follow your heart, whatever that is. It can be anything. It doesn't have to be traveling. All right, so number 7 is I didn't have any handouts. I did touch base on that in I believe number 1 or 2, but yeah, I didn't have any handouts. This wasn't given to me on a silver platter. This took a lot of hard work and dedication to make my dreams a reality. And any dream that is a true heart's desire, it is your actual dream, it is worth the hard work. It is worth the dedication. Like once you it's the journey too. That's so amazing, the whole journey and the growth that comes with working towards your dreams, the transformation that happens when you work towards your dreams, the confidence that you build when you're working towards your dreams. It's not just the destination, reaching your dreams. I am living my dreams right now, but there's still struggles, and I'm not like at the peak of my dreams, or I'm not at the end result and now I'm just like now what. No, like I'm living it, and I'm going to be living it for many years to come, and I'm going to realign with my new dreams and my new goals going forward. It's not like this is the end goal. This is part of the journey. So anyways, I didn't have any handouts. I wasn't rich. I didn't have parents that, handed this to me. I didn't have this funded by a significant other. I am a single woman. I am a sober warrior queen, and I make shit happen, and you can make shit happen too. So just know that you can make something out of nothing. I grew up with nothing. I started with nothing, and I'm making something out of myself and my life, and I feel good about it. And I want you to do the same, and I want you to feel good about yourself. Number 8 is I suffered addiction, depression, addiction, and low self-esteem. So if you have suffered addiction, if you're suffering addiction, I want you to know that you are not a write-off, that you still have time to accomplish your dreams. I didn't get sober until my late 20s, early 30s, and I'm 34 years old now, and I am traveling the world. I know women, and you might have children, and you might say, well, I have children, I can't travel, or I have other responsibilities, I can't make my dreams reality. I have children, I can't go back to school, I need to support my family. Those are excuses. I'm telling you that right now. Yes, it might make it more challenging for you to accomplish your heart's truest desires and your dreams, but you need to drop the excuses, because where there's a will, there is a way. And I promise you that, because I have friends who travel the world, single women, single mothers who traveled the world with their newborn baby on their back, started businesses, traveled for years through all of the world, and made that shit happen. So if they can do it, so can you. If there's someone out there in the world that has done whatever it is that you want to do, use that as your inspiration. And even if there's no one else that you can find in the whole world that's done what you want to do and have the same cards stacked against them, that's okay. That doesn't mean that it's impossible. Maybe you're going to be the first one to make it happen, and you can be the inspiration for other women that come after you. Wow, wouldn't that just be amazing? You can be the first one. But I'm telling you, most of the time there is someone who's done it before you and had the same cards stacked against them. Do the research, look into it, find some inspiration, find a mentor, find some guidance, find the motivation. Number 9 was, I had low self-esteem. So, I still suffer with confidence issues every once in a while, because I'm still learning how to deal with my anxiety when it comes to my body, and my confidence when it comes to my body, because I was programmed. I had a very insecure mother who reflected her insecurities and her anxiety onto me as a child and growing up as a teenager and beyond. So I'm still dealing with the after effects of that. And it's a daily practice, it's a daily struggle, but it's possible, and I'm getting more and more confident every day. And the biggest thing with building confidence in myself, my abilities, my capabilities in being able to accomplish my goals and dreams in life, was just taking the first step. And once I took the first step and the next step and changed my habits and really started to see myself transform in my own reinvention journey, wow, the more confidence I was building, and then I was just building upon that. So the more confidence I got, the more it drove me, to become a better person, become my best self, and the more confidence that built, and then it was just like a beautiful cycle, a positive cycle, whereas I used to be in these vicious cycles, doing the opposite and having the opposite effect. Now I'm in this amazing cycle, which, each accomplishment builds on the next. And, I'm feeling great, and every day I'm feeling better. And I do have days where, my self-esteem is low, or, where I feel very depleted and I feel like, what the hell am I doing? But the next day, I always bounce back. And that's the thing. When you are a warrior queen, you can bounce back. There's always a way to bounce back. You just have to have the right tools and techniques in your back pocket to learn how to do that quickly and efficiently. And that's also stuff that I teach in my 10-week Radically Reinvent Yourself program. So if you're interested in that, please don't hesitate to contact me, okay? Whether you're on the live or you're watching the replay, I want you to know that I am here for you. And you know, these 10 things, if you can relate to any of them, I want you to know that you can overcome those adversities and those cards that are stacked against you, and you can make your dreams a reality. I will say it again, where there's a will, there's a way. We just have to get you believing in it. And oftentimes there's a limiting belief that's there that's telling you to not even try. There's no point in trying, because maybe you think you're not good enough, or maybe you think that because of where you came from or your upbringing, you know, you're not worthy. Maybe someone made you feel less than and you think you're not worthy. I'm telling you, that's all bullshit, but you can reprogram that belief. You can reprogram that belief. Beliefs do not equal truth. Beliefs equal conditioning. So your conditioning caused you to believe that, but we can uncondition that, and I promise you we can do that. It does take some work and dedication, but again, you are worth it. You are worth unprogramming, and you are worth believing in. So I hope that you will believe in yourself. And with that being said, I'm going to get to number 10 of the cards that were stacked against me. I started late in life, okay? So if you think, and you're watching this video right now, and you're thinking, Andrea, there's no way I can accomplish my biggest dreams and my heart's truest desires, because you know what? That ship has sailed. I am, 25, 32, 45, 52, 60. I don't care, okay? Most of the time, you aren't too old to accomplish your dreams, okay? It doesn't matter when you start in life. It's never too late, and it's better now than never. Because I don't want you to get on your deathbed at the end of your life, whenever that may be, and think, damn, that one big regret. I really wish I would have did that with my life. My life would have been completely different, or I would have felt fulfilled. I really, I don't want you to have regrets. That is the worst case scenario. You at any age can make things right. You at any age can make your dreams a reality, whatever they are, okay? Do you think that me, growing up poor, growing up with alcoholic parents, having addiction and anxiety issues, not graduating high school, having gone through several traumas that, nearly took me down several times. There was times where I wanted to commit suicide, okay? Do you think that, 5 years ago I thought that I would be here living out my dreams of traveling the world while helping other women, do what I've been able to do, to build the confidence and self-love and worthiness to really feel like anything is possible for them? Do you think that I thought that that was possible for me 5 years ago even? No, I did not think that was possible for me. But once I realized what my calling was, and once I realized and really, honed in on what my heart's truest desires were, and aligned with that, and aligned with my values, and started to believe in myself, and started to work towards it, and built the confidence with every step that I took towards my dreams, now I know I was always capable of doing exactly this. I just didn't believe in myself before. So if you're feeling like, you're stuck in life, and you're feeling like you're unworthy of, a happy, healthy, and fulfilled life, or you're unable to accomplish whatever it is that your dreams are, I'm telling you that I had almost every card stacked against me, and I still, despite all of that, was able to get to where I am today, living happy and free. Sober, wild, and free is my motto. I actually created a shirt that I sell in my Etsy shop that says exactly that: sober, wild, and free. Because that's exactly what I am right now. I'm sober, wild, and free. And it started with sobriety. But the next step was finding self-love and self-confidence and overcoming my limiting beliefs. And then taking steps towards my dreams, actionable steps, which built my confidence. And you can do that too. If you want to learn how to do that, please don't hesitate. Again, don't hesitate to contact me. I have a program. It's very affordable. It's very, very affordable. It's for women. It's done completely from home. It's done online from the comforts of your couch, in your pajamas if you'd like. And it helps you, go through the process so that you can start to feel good about yourself and your life. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that was somewhat inspiring for you. If you can relate to any of those 10 things, and you had any or all of those same cards stacked against you, just know that you're not alone and that you are still worthy and capable. I don't care where you've come from, what you've done, or where you've been. You are worthy of your heart's truest desires. I love you, and goodbye from Costa Rica.